are additional regulations for some new downtown developments designed to make it more convenient for employees to ride their bikes to work. The issue, letting people know where the empty spaces are located just as they're arriving downtown. Yoga is believed to have a calming effect on adults who practice it. A freak accident at a kids' baseball game could have ended in tragedy, but quick action by parents and firefighters saved one lucky player's life. 6-year-old Oscar Stubbe's parents could barely hold back tears while meeting the firefighters that helped save their son's life.
Thank you so much.
Oscar is doing well, enjoying the tour of an ambulance Chief Maddie gave him and his brothers. He doesn't recall riding in it or anything else that happened after he was hit in the chest by a baseball during a game at Phipps Park. You don't remember anything?
No.
But his parents will never forget it or how it felt to realize that just like what happened to the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin, their little boy's heart had stopped.
Just an unspectacular pop fly to center field that hit him wrong at the wrong time, and the 40th millisecond window of his heartbeat and the impact stopped his heart.
So I called 911 and ran to him and ended up doing CPR. I'm a nurse. I've done it once before in a hospital setting, but never as a mom to my own child. When I was doing the compressions about, in a minute and a half into it, I was realizing, this is my son. We were at a baseball game. This shouldn't be happening, but this is the reality. And, I was starting to break down a little bit, starting to cry.
When it became overwhelming, another mom, who's a physician's assistant, took over until firefighters arrived. Luckily, their base at Station 2 is right next door to the park.
He was completely unresponsive. He was not breathing, and he did not have a pulse. So he was, for all intents and purposes, without intervention, not going to make it.
After a short stay at the hospital and physical therapy, Oscar's parents say he's back to his old self. But there is one difference for Oscar and his brothers. They now wear chest protectors underneath their uniforms. Their parents are urging others to do the same, and even more importantly, to learn CPR. CPR! Oscar's mom says you can sign up for a CPR class or even learn to do it by watching a video, just as long as you do it. This bronze sculpture, in the shape of a tree and covered with ceramic butterflies, is a reminder of the 1.5 million children murdered by the Nazis during the Holocaust. It's something 93-year-old Holocaust survivor Eva Fellner thinks about every day. Forced into a concentration camp at age 13, Eva managed to live to tell about it.
We survived because God gave us the strength.
Many other Jewish children Eva knew back then did not make it, and she's haunted by those memories to this day.
Listen, how can I tell you? My cousin had a baby, and she went with the baby. Do I have to tell you more? I tell you another one. We went through the gate of hell into Auschwitz.
Eva hopes this sculpture will remind others of the young lives cut so short during the Holocaust. Artist Bruce Gendelman enlisted the help of area kids to create it. They painted the butterflies that cover nearly every inch of the piece as part of the Butterfly Project designed to teach people about the Holocaust. The sculpture is now the centerpiece of an educational program they're holding here at the Morse Life Senior Community, home to more than 40 Holocaust survivors.
They'll hear from a Holocaust survivor or descendant from a Holocaust survivor telling their story.
The sculpture debuted during a candlelight ceremony, with many seeing it for the first time, children especially fascinated by the butterflies. It's hoped those butterflies and this beautiful bronze tree will keep the memories of those who died in the Holocaust alive in our hearts and keep the promise to survivors like Eva Fellner that even in these troubled times, it will never happen again. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV. Houston resident Donna Hopkins is glad to be back in West Palm Beach for the first day of spring training.
Staying in here listening to the crack of the bat, that does it for me.
For die-hard Astros fans like her, it's been a long off-season.
We've had withdrawal symptoms from baseball.
Donna is one of the many Texans who flock to Florida every spring to watch the Astros get ready for the regular season. She'll stay for the duration, renting an Airbnb and working on her autograph collection nearly every day.
Got 3 autographs today already.
You may remember Donna from last year when she worked her magic to get most of the players to stop and sign.
They were here yesterday and I told them I was going to sign for them. So
You're a good guy.
I kept my promise.
And we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Rebecca Mosley is also on a mission. She wants to get another selfie with a minor league player she's been following who's now a major league prospect.
He's cute.
Rebecca's sister and brother-in-law are both along for the ride. They grew up in Houston but live here now and still root for the Astros.
Great winning team, winning atmosphere. If you grew up in Houston, it's your guys.
Of course, on the other side of the field, the Washington Nationals, who share the park, are also warming up. They're doing so in a park with a new name. Now called Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches, it's been rebranded to include the new sponsor's hard seltzer label. Cacti is owned by rapper Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner's ex-boyfriend, who will be throwing out the first pitch. But all of that is just background noise to these fans. For them, this is what it's all about. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV.
I can't stand us.
73-year-old William Schwenzer is disabled after being hit by a car. It was that accident and a series of other setbacks that led to him losing his home and winding up on the streets.
I just couldn't hang it. I don't know.
Just things happen. And William's situation is not unique here at St. Anne Place, where those experiencing homelessness go for help.
St. Anne Place can help you.
Many of the client's circumstances seem overwhelming. Steve McDonald says he's suffering from terminal cancer, but unable to afford an apartment, Steve sleeps wherever he can.
I sleep under a building, a garage overhang that keeps me dry.
Is it scary?
Yeah, I've been robbed twice. I got police reports and everything else. It's scary for all of us, not just me.
It's stories like those that tend to keep Mary Manuel and Raven Green up at night. You get upset just listening to him talk, I notice.
Oh, I did like I ain't supposed to.
You're supposed to keep it together.
Yeah, I'm supposed to, because he almost broke down like 3 times, and then I'm like, I gotta keep my focus.
Because as members of the City of West Palm Beach's homeless outreach team, it's their mission to get as many people as they can off the streets and into permanent housing.
You got an opening, I'll take it.
Mary used to work at the Lewis Center, which provides temporary shelter to homeless people. What she's doing now is much more comprehensive.
Okay, so the care manager that she was referring to that's going to contact in 2 weeks, did I misunderstand that?
She and Raven sometimes spend days, weeks, even months trying to line up housing, health care, and other critical needs for clients like William.
He don't want to go to shelter, but he want to get off the street right now today. Then he don't want a roommate. It's a lot of things that he don't want and things that he do want, but, you know, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, something. Hopefully one of these phone calls I could hear something, some good news.
The number of people needing services far outweighs the funding available to provide them. So many of the team's clients wind up waiting in line, especially for housing.
It's hard to find housing because of the cancer, and nobody will accept me.
30-year-old Andre James says for the past couple of years he's been sleeping outside and showering here. He'd like to hit the reset button on his whole life with a new apartment and a new job. But so far, no luck.
They reached out to several places, but still nothing.
It's very frustrating for Andre and also for those who are trying to help him.
We take everything with a grain of salt, and you just let it roll right off of you when it happens. Because if you don't, it'll potentially build up and you won't be able to do this job.
Raven and Mary say they'll just keep plugging away, doing all they can to get their clients' lives back on track. And those who depend on the team hope they never stop.
Don't give up on us.
This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV. These Port St. Lucie sisters used to garden just for fun, but now they've turned their backyard hobby and obsession into a business named after themselves, KC Nursery.
Most of these plants grow from my backyard. Yeah, grow and raise.
by us. My husband said, Cece, you have lots of plans, you need to do something about it.
So they got their business license, decided which of their plants they could part with, and started selling them. Their booth at the mini green market on the waterfront was an instant hit. Kiki and Cece grew up in Thailand, where they say they learned a lot about the healing properties of herbs and teas. Now they like to share what they've learned with their customers.
Thai people eat a lot of herbs, and then we like to grow the herbs in our backyard, and that's mean we making more healthy and everything.
With the help of other family members, they're able to move dozens of plants from backyard to booth with plans to expand as they go along.
We will have a little bit more what we bring here.
And then make sure everything is from our heart.
And all this just because two sisters with green thumbs decided to share their bounty and their passion for plants with as many people as possible. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for WPB TV.